in the playoffs and try to have a championship season. Last week, as we mentioned, Jesuit lost to Brother Martin 49-46. Shaw lost to John Curtis in their final game of the regular season. These two teams are playing for the second time in 4 weeks. Jesuit won the regular season game 42-14 at Hoss Memphis Stadium on the West Bank. In that game, Connor Pruitt, the feature running back for the Blue Jays, had 14 carries for 131 yards. Peter Hannes, the quarterback, was 8 for 15, 112 yards and a touchdown. Kai Rojas, 7 carries for 93 yards. Jesuit overall in that game against Shaw a couple of weeks back rushed for 224 yards. So obviously they showed that they could run the football in that game and put some points on the board.
Yeah, it'll be very interesting to see if Shaw makes adjustments, what adjustments Jesuit will make versus them. You familiar opponents, like you said, only 4 weeks past. So, we'll find out here shortly.
All right, well, Jesuit's on their sideline. Shaw's getting ready to take the field and come to their sideline. We'll go ahead and take our break, and we will be back with some more info on the game and tonight's kickoff. You're listening to Jesuit High School football on both WGSO 990 AM and at sportsnola.com.
Good evening and welcome to Archbishop Stadium for tonight's opening round playoff game in Division I.
Welcome back to Gormley Stadium. Danny Ream along with Nick Nolfi as the captains are at midfield for the coin toss right now. The Jesuit Blue Jays, a little different look this year, wearing white helmets with a royal blue J on the side, royal blue jerseys with Jesuit and block lettering across the front in white numbers, white pants with blue stripes down each side. The Shaw Eagles in solid white helmets with the green S, white jerseys with green lettering and numerals, white pants with green stripes. So, as we mentioned, the captains at midfield. This is the opening round of the Division I playoffs. Jesuit is the defending state champions. The winner slides into the bracket next week to play Rummel, who is the #1 seed in this year's Division I playoffs. Jesuit won the coin toss, and they're going to take the football to get things started here. On the season, quarterback Peter Hondas, 143 of 251 for 1,896 yards passing, 16 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. Feature running back Connor Pruitt, 1,133 yards, 13 touchdowns. Feature wide receiver Kalijah Lipscomb, 880 yards, 9 touchdowns. Defensively, Cameron Crozier is your leading tackler with 133 tackles, 9 for loss, 4 sacks. Mark Beebe has 79 tackles. Jacob Baxter has 77. Jesuit overall averages scoring offensively 24.4 points per game. Defensively, they're allowing 24.6 points per game, so you can see why the record is extremely close to 500. In the Division I bracket, as we mentioned, the winner of this game will slide in to play Rummel next week, in which is technically the quarterfinal round of the Division I bracket. Also, in those quarterfinal rounds, you're going to have Curtis at St. Paul's. That should be a good one on the North Shore. Curtis traveling to St. Paul's next week. Catholic High of Baton Rouge will travel to New Orleans to take on Brother Martin. Holy Cross, who defeated St. Aug last night 13-6 here at Tad Gormley, will travel to Evangel. So on the top half of the bracket, you'll have the winner of this game between Jesuit and Shaw, Rummel, Curtis, St. Paul's. On the bottom part of the bracket, you have Brother Martin, Catholic High of Baton Rouge, Holy Cross, and Evangel. Last year, you probably remember Jesuit was able to advance to the Louisiana Superdome, the Mercedes-Benz Superdome now, with a 28-14 win over Rummel. So if they can slide in with a win here tonight to play Rummel next week, that'll be a rematch of the Division I semifinal game from a year ago. 6 teams had byes this week: Rummel, Curtis, St. Paul, Brother Martin, Catholic High of Baton Rouge, and Evangel. So 6 byes were given. 4 teams had to play. Basically, Coach, kind of like a play-in game in a lot of ways to get into the bracket.
Yeah, and it's a shame. You know, I kind of like the old system with the public schools, but it is what it is. And, yeah, a lot of those teams, like St. Paul's, a team that Jesuit beat earlier in the year, that they got a bye, and they're already in the quarterfinals.
The Jesuit Junior ROTC color guard is now at midfield. The Blue Jay Marching Band will play tonight's national anthem, and we are just moments away from tonight's kickoff here at Tad Gormley. The number 8 seeded Jesuit Blue Jays hosting the number 9 seed Shaw Eagles. All right, the Blue Jay Marching Band with tonight's national anthem, and we're ready to go. As we mentioned, Jesuit won the toss. They want the football to get things started. For the Shaw Eagles, players to watch offensively, they've got the District 9 5A District MVP in their running back, senior Trey Regas. He's the all-time leading rusher at Shaw High School. In the game a few weeks back against the Blue Jays, he had 147 yards on 23 carries. Also have a senior quarterback, Matt Keller, who in that game was 10 for 22 for 147 yards, a touchdown. Threw 2 interceptions. He was sacked 3 times. So Jesuit did a great job in the first meeting of really getting a lot of pressure on Keller, the Eagle quarterback.
Yeah, he's a great athlete. He's got great feet. He's a great baseball player as well. Just a tremendous athlete, good-looking kid, and Regas is a load. So Jesuit's going to have their hands full with the Shaw Eagle offense.
Both teams on the field. As we mentioned, Jesuit wearing white helmets this year with a Blue Jay on it. I like the look.
Yeah.
Mark Sanzi changing it up a little bit. Jesuit wore white helmets in the past, and then they went to the blue helmet, and they're back to the white helmet. So Here we go. There's the opening kick. We're underway. Blue Jays will pull it in right around the 5, 15, 20. He's got some running room. 30, 35, 40. He's at midfield into Eagle territory, hit and tackled at the 40. That was number 6, Malachi Ho, on the return for the Blue Jays. So Jesuit with great starting position. 1st and 10 at the Eagle 40.
Yeah, excellent return. Good blocking up front by Jesuit. He had a nice alley. He hit that alley going full speed. Almost took that to the house.
So Malachi Ho getting things started the right way here tonight. Here comes the offense behind Peter Hontas, the Blue Jay quarterback. Jesuit in the shotgun. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Pruitt offset to Hontas' right. Man in motion from left to right. He'll take the snap. Give it to Pruitt off the left side. Hit and tackled for a loss of a yard.
Yeah, they brought the flanker in motion to block the backside end, but there was nothing there. That number 95 for Shaw got into the backfield and negated what would have been a nice run to start the series.
So not much running room for Pruitt on his first carry of the night. Jesuit with 3 receivers to the right, none to the left. Hontas will stay in the gun, takes it, gets rid of it quickly, passes complete to number 17, Kalijah Lipscomb, who is inside the Eagle 30, hit and tackled at the Shaw 29-yard line. Good enough for a Blue Jay first down.
Yeah, they had trips down, trips right, and he just ran a quick out underneath the other 2 guys clearing him out, and he was able to get good yardage on that. That is Lipscomb.
Jesuit 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Hontas stays in the shotgun. He'll give it to Pruitt. Nowhere to go again. The Shaw defensive front doing a really nice job here early on. Nowhere for Connor Pruitt to run the football.
Yeah, it looked like some kind of stunt. They crashed both ends there, and Jesuit did not pick up the left defensive end for Shaw, and again, they tackled Pruitt in the backfield.
There's a loss of 3 yards, they're going to call it, so it'll be 2nd and 13. Just underway here at Tag Gormley. No score. Jesuit here with the opening possession. 2 receivers to each side. Hontas has it. Passes out towards the far side. Pass is complete. Pickup of about 7 yards.
Yeah, they just ran a quick hitch to Lipscomb, who just hooked up 5 yards from the line of scrimmage. It's kind of like a run play, really. It's a real high percentage pass.
So it's 3rd and manageable now. It's 3rd and 7 for Jesuit. 9:55 on the clock here in the first quarter. Glad you could be with us on WGSO 990 AM or at sportsnola.com. Tonight's game being simulcast. 2 receivers to the right, none to the left for the Blue Jays. Hontas in the shotgun. He'll take the snap and give it to Pruitt off the left side, trying to turn the corner, puts his nose down. He is hit and tackled really close to first down yardage, right at the Shaw 20. We'll see where they mark it. Looks like they're going to be just short, maybe about a yard short.
It was a counter play, weak, and they got good yards, but he's just a little bit short, 4th and 1, and really at the fringe of field goal range for the kicker.
4th and 1. Mark Sanji leaves the offense on the field. I like the call. It's 4th and 1. You got to believe you can pick this up. I formation, Pruitt in the backfield, man in motion from right to left. He'll take the snap, gives it to Pruitt off the left side. He's got the first down and more. He is inside the Eagle 10, hit and tackled right around the 9-yard line.
Yeah, they brought the fullback in motion to block back on the backside end, and just a little dive play, inside zone play. Pop for about 10 yards. It brings its first. I don't know if it's. Yeah, I think it is 1st and goal on the 10-yard line.
1st and goal. They officially spotted at the 10. 8:40 and ticking here in the first quarter. No score. So Jesuit will stay in the same formation. Single receiver to each side. Pruitt in the backfield. Play action. Hontas tries to tuck it. He looks to run it himself, and he is hit and tackled at the 9-yard line, we'll call it. So just a pickup of about 1 there. It's play action, nowhere to go, tucks it away.
Right, they just ran a little boot off the inside zone run play, and Hontas just picked up a couple yards with his feet, but good coverage downfield by the Shaw secondary. Really had nowhere to go with the ball.
So it'll be Second and goal for the Blue Jay offense. Two receivers to the right, one to the left. Hontus in the shotgun. They'll put a man in motion from right to left. Hontus has it, looking to throw, has a ton of time, throws it across the middle. Pass is incomplete, but there's a penalty flag coming in from the backside. We'll see if we get pass interference here.
Yeah, I think it was pass interference on Bryce Musso, who was the motion guy. It looked like they were in man coverage as the defender for Shaw was trying to follow him. He got picked by his own man, and then Musso would have been free on a post route, but they interfered right about the 2-yard line.
Holding on Shaw is the official call on the field, so that will put the football at the 5.
There was definitely contact. So it'll be second and goal from the 5.
Penalty was half the distance to the goal, so the Blue Jays now at the Eagle 5-yard line. 7:41 to go here in the first. No score. This is the opening possession of the game. 3 receivers to the left, none to the right. Pruitt, the lone setback. Hontus under center. And there's another penalty flag. Looks like the Eagles jumped.
Yeah, it looks like Hontus got him on a hard count. We'll have to wait and see as they sort. Yeah, it was against Shaw, so that moves it to about the 3-yard line.
Offsides on Shaw. So that will put the football at the 2-yard line. So Jesuit has its second and goal at the 2. Blue Jays trying to strike first. They wanted the football, and they've put together a nice little drive here after the great return all the way to the Shaw 40 by Malachi Hull. Single receiver to each side. Pruitt in the backfield. They'll give it to him off the left side, trying to get to the end zone. He's in. Touchdown, Blue Jays. Number 20, Connor Pruitt, puts the Jays on the board with 7:32 to go here in the opening quarter.
Yeah, great blocking up front by the left side of the Blue Jay offensive line. They ran outside zone, and Pruitt just scampers right in for the easy touchdown. Good way to finish a nice opening drive here for the Blue Jays.
Denny McGinnis will hold. Here's the snap. Kick is up. And it's good. So the extra point's good. And the Blue Jays now lead 7-0. With that, we will take a break and be back. You're listening to Jesuit High School Football on WGSO 990 AM and at SportsNola.com. I think Chanot's kicking.
Yeah, he's kicking off. He was kicking off.
Kick?
Well, yeah.
The tag Gormley, Danny Ream along with Nick Nolfi. The Blue Jays with a little squib kick on the return kick to Shaw after the touchdown. Crew Jacobs was on for that extra point. So Shaw able to fall on it and get really good field position out of it. They're going to have it 1st and 10 at their own 37. So Shaw with pretty good field position to try to respond to the Jesuit touchdown.
And very aggressive by Mark Sanji there. It was not an onside kick, but he just kicked it to that soft spot in front of the Shaw up back.
Shaw's going to come out in the shotgun. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Moving in front of us from right to left here at Gormley. Keller is going to keep it himself off the right side. Picks up about 3 yards. It'll be 2nd down.
Looked to be like a little zone keep play. Keller, being the athlete that he is, chugged forward for at least 3. Call it 2nd and 7.
A little zone read there by Keller. Decided to keep it himself off the right side. 7 minutes to go here in the opening quarter. Shaw moving, as we mentioned, from right to left towards the open end of the stadium here at Tag Gormley, if you're familiar with it. Keller's going to stay in the shotgun. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Regas off to his right. He'll give it to him off the left side, trying to find running room. Puts his nose down, hit by a swarm of Blue Jays. Picks up about 4 yards on the carry, we'll call it. 3rd down.
Yeah, a little sweep play that time. Regas stuck his foot in the ground and tried to get vertical, but well defended by the Blue Jay defense.
Was a gain of 4. So it'll be 3rd and 4 for the Eagles. So a big 3rd down here for the Jesuit defense early on. You'd like to get a stop and force Shaw to punt. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Keller in the shotgun. Takes the snap. Tries on the near side there. Had his receiver. Pass is incomplete. We'll bring up 4th down. It was intended for number 33, Denzel McCoy, the senior. Pass was incomplete, so Shaw will punt this one away here in 4th down. 5:47 to go here in the first quarter. Jesuit leads 7-0.
Good defense by the Blue Jays. They showed a 5-man front for the first time tonight.
They'll punt it away. High kick. Looks like Jesuit's going to have pretty good field position again as it takes a favorable bounce for the Jays, and Shaw will down the football. Let's see where they spot it. It looks like it's going to be spotted at the 43-yard line. So Jesuit will have it 1st and 10 at their own 43. So 2 straight possessions with good starting field position.
Yeah, it looked like Shaw tried the rugby-style punt, and it wasn't very effective. He only punted for about 15 yards. So good field position for the Jays.
So Peter Hannes and the Jesuit offense back out. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Jesuit moving in front of us from left to right. He'll take it, hands it off. Actually, yes, he'll hand it off the left side to number 24, Kai Rosas, who is all the way down to the Eagle 30. A big-time run there by Rosas, who came in to give Pruitt a break. And Jesuit into Eagle territory. 1st and 10, they'll spot the football at the Eagle 32-yard line.
Yeah, and they're really picking on the right side of the defensive line for Shaw. That was an outside zone weak play that popped for a nice gain.
Jesuit with 3 receivers to the right. Hontus in the gun. Play action, looking to throw, going for it all down the middle of the field. Incomplete.
A little too much juice on that one there, Danny. I thought that Hull had leverage on the safety. It looked like they were in man coverage, but he just simply overthrew him.
Jesuit taking a shot there on 1st down. They'll bring up 2nd down. It'll be 2nd and 10. Jesuit at the Shaw Eagle 32-yard line. 1 receiver to the left, 2 to the right. Hontus stays in the shotgun. Play action, gets rid of it on the far side. Running room at the 15 to 10. Knocked out of bounds right around the 5. That was number 7 for the Blue Jays, Zach Young.
No, actually, I think that was Kalijah Lipscomb on a tunnel screen, which is a play
17.
Right, and almost popped for the touchdown. Nice gainer down to the 5-yard line. But, yeah, that was a tunnel screen, a play that Jesuit uses a lot.
So Kalijah Lipscomb all the way down to the Eagle 5. So Jesuit knocking on the door once again. Three receivers to the right. Hontus in the shotgun. Takes the snap. Looking to throw again. Goes towards the corner. Pass is incomplete. Intended receiver was number 6, Malachi Hull.
In that trips formation, the 2 inside receivers ran slants. That time Hull ran a fade route, but the ball was simply overthrown. Good coverage by the defender for Shaw.
So it'll be 2nd and goal at the Eagle 5. Jesuit trying for the corner to Hull, didn't get it. 4:42 to go here in the first quarter. Jesuit 7, Shaw nothing. The 8-9 matchup in the Division I state playoffs. Montes will hand it off right up the middle. That's Rosas on the carry down to the 2. That'll bring up 3rd and goal.
Yeah, very determined run on the inside zone run play. He cuts back right into the teeth of the Shaw Eagle defense, but a very determined run. Got it down to about the 2-yard line now, but that brings up 3rd down.
They'll officially spot the football at the 1, so it's 3rd and goal from the Eagle 1-yard line. 4:05 to go here in the first quarter. 3 receivers to the right. Pontus in the shotgun, takes it, hands it off right up the middle. Rosas on a second effort. Did he get in? Yes, he did. What a great run there. Bounced off of initial contact, and Rosas finds his way into the end zone. 3:51 here in the first, and Jesuits now up 13-0.
Yeah, he really wanted that because he was hit in the backfield, kept his feet pumping, and drove the Shaw defender into the end zone. Great run by Kai Rosas.
Looked like he was going to be stopped for a loss, kept his feet moving, and found his way into the end zone on second effort. Crew Jacobs on to attempt the point after. Number 8, Denny McGinnis, will hold. There's a snap. Kick is up. And it's good. So with 3:51 to go here in the first quarter, Blue Jays 14, Eagles nothing.
Yeah, balanced attack that time on that drive. And so far this game, they've been balanced. That time Pruitt did not come into the game. I guess they were just giving him a little spell with Kai Rosas, but he sure ran the ball very well. Good, and also just a great job by the Blue Jay offensive line.
Jesuit taking full advantage on both possessions of good starting field position.
You know, this early in the game, I was wondering why Connor Pruitt, Jesuits, really bell cow running back, wasn't in, but shoot, they didn't miss him because Kai Rosas really ran hard on that series.
Yeah, that offensive possession spurred by Rosas and Kalijah Lipscomb. Number 23, Jake Chenove, who's kicking off for the Jays tonight, has the football set. We're ready to go here. The Eagles find themselves in a quick hole, down 14-0. Another short kick. Jesuit obviously purposely positioning their kickoffs to the Eagles to keep it out of the hands of their athletes.
Yeah, it was a little sky kick, and the Shaw receiver there, whoever the returner, just fair caught the ball, probably wisely. Neither kicker can kick it in the end zone, so that's why Coach Sanji is electing to go with the sky kick. Kind of reminds you of LSU a little bit. Neither one of their kickers can kick it in the end zone.
So here's the Shaw Eagle offense. They desperately need to answer. They'll have it 1st and 10 at their own 33. Keller in the shotgun, 2 to the right, none to the left. They'll give it to Regas up the middle. He's got running room, puts his nose down. He's all the way up to the Eagle 45-yard line. First down yardage on the carry, so it'll be 1st and 10 at the Eagle 45 for Shaw.
Yeah, just a vertical run play, everybody firing off the ball straight ahead. Regas was able to find some room on the inside zone run play. He's a load now. He is a load. He weighs 210 pounds. He's a hard runner.
All-time rushing leader at Shaw High School. That says a lot. Keller will go into center. They'll give it to Regas again. Spins off of a tackler. He's got some running room that he creates on his own and finds his way into Blue Jay territory, hit and tackled at the Jesuit 48.
He gets a lot of yards after contact. That time Jesuit had him in the backfield on the counter play, yet he was able to spin and fight forward for what was about a 7-yard gain.
3 minutes and ticking here in the first quarter. Blue Jays 14, Eagles nothing. The Eagles have entered Jesuit territory for the first time tonight here in their second possession. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Keller will stand in the shotgun. Lifts his leg, takes the snap. He will keep it himself off the read play. Jesuit is there. Not a whole lot of running room. He gets hit pretty hard. That was number 22 for the Jays, Mark Beebe, getting in there with initial contact here in the near sideline. And they're actually going to lose a yard there on the Keller keeper.
Yeah, that guy Petron actually had Keller in the backfield, but Keller was able to step out of his tackle. It looked like a design run play for the quarterback, yet, again, Keller, being the athlete that he is, was able to step out of the tackle. And there was a penalty. There's a yellow flag down. I didn't catch the penalty.
It's going to march Shaw down pretty good. I didn't catch it either.
Must have been a face mask or something.
Well, that's going to put the Eagles 1st and 10 at the Jesuit 34 after the penalty. 3 receivers to the right, none to the left. He'll give it to Regas, looking for running room. Hit and tackle at the Jesuit 30. So that's a pickup of 4 yards on the carry by Regas. It'll be 2nd and 6.
And he is a load. You have to take his legs. You can't just, whoever the defender was for Jesuit just dove down at his ankles. That's not going to work. You're going to have to hit him in the thighs and try to wrap up and take his legs.
Second and 6 for Shaw at the Jesuit 30-yard line. Very much aided by that penalty. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Keller in the shotgun. Then give it to Regas again off the left side. He's got running room again. He's a good-looking back all the way down to the Jesuit 20. First down yardage, 1st and 10 Eagles at the Jesuit 20. And the Shaw offense definitely has something cooking here.
Yeah, it's kind of like a toss play, except they're in shotgun as they give it to Regas, trying to hit it on the perimeter. They pulled both guards there to try to create some force vertically, and that was a successful play.
Keller in the shotgun, 2 receivers to the right, none to the left. They'll give it to Regas again. He's the workhorse, right up the middle. Only able to gain about a yard there on that carry to the 19. So it'll be 2nd and 9.
Yeah, that similar play that they ran earlier, that vertical run play. It's like a dive play where everybody just fires off the ball, but that time, well defended by Jesuit.
Second and 9 at the Jesuit 19 for Shaw. They're trying to answer. They've got to answer. They're already down 14-0 to the Blue Jays. Jesuit scoring touchdowns on both of their possessions thus far in this game. 2 receivers to the right, none to the left. Keller's going to try to keep it up the middle. Jays are all over that one. And he just gets back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be 3rd and 9, 35 seconds to go here in the first quarter.
Now, Shaw likes to use the counter play a lot. That time they did it off of a fake to Regas. They used him as a decoy, so it was a quarterback counter play, but it went for nothing. Brings up 3rd and 9.
This will more than likely be the last play of the first quarter if Shaw is able to run it. 14 seconds to go. 2 receivers to the right, none to the left. Keller in the gun. He'll take it, hands it off to Regas up the middle. Penalty flag comes in on the back side of the play.
Might be holding against Shaw. It was thrown from the back judge right at the feet of the offensive lineman. Let's wait and see.
Waiting for the white hat to make the call. High school football, you got to really pay attention to what he's doing on the field. There's no microphone involved like you see in college and professional football. False start on the Eagles. So that's going to march the Eagles back 5 yards.
And that's unusual because the flag was thrown by the back judge.
Yeah, it's a weird spot for that penalty to come in from, absolutely. And that is officially the last play of the first quarter. So we've got one complete here at Tad Gormley. The 8th-seeded Blue Jays lead the 9th-seed Shaw Eagles 14-0. We'll take a break and be back. You're listening to Jesuit High School Football on WGSO 990 AM and at SportsNola.com. Welcome back to Tag Gormley. Here we go. First play of the second quarter for Shaw. 3rd and 14 at the Blue Jay 24. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. They'll give it. Actually, Keller's looking to throw. Gets rid of it. The pass is complete. Hit and tackled at the Jesuit 18-yard line. It'll be well short of first down yardage as it was 3rd and 14.
There's another flag down, and I believe Shaw might have had an ineligible receiver downfield. One of their linemen looked like he got downfield, but I'm not sure. Let's wait and see.
Well, the pass was complete to Patrick Allen, senior wide receiver. We'll see what the penalty is. Looks like they're talking to Mark Sanju, so it's obviously against Shaw. He's trying to decide what he wants to do with it.
Yeah, it's ineligible man downfield.
So Shaw kind of putting the brakes on a pretty good looking drive with a lot of penalties. And it looks like Peyton Dufour is going to head out there here on 4th down, and Shaw's going to attempt a field goal. Ball's at the Jesuit 18.
Now Keller's the holder, so
35-yard field goal attempt. Kick is up. It's got plenty of leg on it, and it is good. So Peyton Dufour.
No, it's not good.
No good?
No good.
Oh, boy, that one looked like it was right on the money, but no good. So that works out great for the Blue Jays. Guess I jumped the gun on that one. So no good, and it looks like the Shaw staff's out there asking about it because it looked like it was right on line, huh?
Right. Well, they had 2 officials underneath the goalpost, one on the right, one on the left. The one on the right showed good. The
Yeah.
one on the left, where the ball was, it did not look like it got through to me.
Wow.
And so the Shaw coaching staff is.
They're not happy.
No, they're not.
Looked like he had plenty of leg on it. Looked like it was on line, and that's very odd that you see one official give one call and the other one. Usually they peek at each other
Right.
before, but Jesuit will take it over at the 20 as you do in high school football on a missed field goal. There's a pass complete across the middle to Kalijah Lipscomb up to the Blue Jay 36, we'll say. So it'll be 1st and 10 Jesuit at the Blue Jay 36-yard line.
And Shaw was late getting their defensive call in, and they weren't set. Jesuit saw that and hurriedly ran the play, and they hit Lipscomb on a slant for a good gain.
3 receivers to the left, none to the right. Hontus in the shotgun. 1st and 10 Blue Jays from their own 36-yard line. They'll hand it off up the middle. About 3 hard yards gained there by Connor Pruitt. Not a whole lot of running room, but did a good job of fighting to get a few yards on the carry.
Right, and they ran that zone weak play against that right side of the Shaw defensive line. Apparently Coach Jarrett sees something that he likes because he keeps going to that.
Hontus will stay in the shotgun. 3 receivers to the right. Pruitt offset to his left. He'll take the snap. Play action, looking to keep it, looking to throw. Actually, he's going to tuck it away and run it. He's got some running room. Hontus picks up 1st down yardage. He's hit and tackled at the Jesuit 48-yard line.
Yeah, a little boot play, a little play action. And Honus, he did have a guy in the flat, but he saw some green there and attacked the green space and got a nice gainer out of it to move the chains.
Dual threat there from Peter Hontus. Can throw it and run it. 10:25 to go here in the first half. 14-0 Jesuit. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Takes the snap, and they're going to blow this one dead. False start on the Blue Jays, so that'll march them back 5 yards. So it'll be 1st and 15 from their own 43-yard line.
A lot of flags early in this game. A little bit sloppy right now, but Jesuit still enjoying a 14-0 lead at this point.
So 1st and 15 for the Jesuit offense. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Hontus in the gun. Takes it. He'll give it to Pruitt, looking for running room. Bounces off of initial contact and is able to pick up about 4 yards.
Good hard run by Connor Pruitt. There really wasn't that much there. Good yards after contact as Jesuit ran a counter weak play. They don't run a counter play too much, but they ran it weak that time, and a good, hard, determined run by Connor Pruitt.
So 4 yards, as we said, picked up by Pruitt on a tough run at 2nd and 11. Blue Jays, 9:25. Honta stays in the gun. They like to run out of the shotgun. Honta's looking to throw. Plenty of time down the center of the field. Passes incomplete.
As Bryson Musso running the post right down the middle of the field. Looked like there was some contact about 20 yards downfield, but no flag. Protection was real good right there.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Entergy, Acme Oyster House, Frisch Hertz Electric, Ryan Guti Contractors, Dragos, and First NBC Bank. And of course, the First NBC Prep Showcase that you're watching on SportsNola.com, brought to you by Mr. Ashton Ryan and the folks at First NBC Bank. Thank them for their prep support. As Peter Hontas has plenty of running room. He's into Eagle territory, hit and tackled at the 37 of Shaw. So 1st and 10 as Hontas likes to run it, and he had a lot of running room right there.
Yeah, it was 3rd and 11, obvious passing situation. So Jesuits set up their pass protection, but what it was a draw play. They invited the Shaw defensive line upfield, and Hontas was able to find an alley and get the first down.
So 1st and 10 Blue Jays, 8:50 to go here in the first half. Jesuit leads 14-0. Danny Ream along with Nick Nolfi bring you all the action here from Tad Gormley Stadium in City Park, New Orleans, Louisiana. Opening round of the Division I playoffs.
Okay, that time Coach Sandy elected to call a timeout simply because there was no time on the clock. They were down to 2 seconds. It didn't look like Jesuit was going to get the playoff in time, so he elected to use his timeout.
Jesuit takes a timeout. 8:36 to go here in the second quarter. Thank you for being with us, whether it's on WGSO 990 AM or at SportsNola.com. Winner of this game moves into the quarterfinal round to take on the Rummel Raiders, the #1 seed. They're really good. It's going to be a tough one for whoever's victorious here tonight.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Rummel's got it together this year, and they're a real strong football team, but we got a long way to go tonight. But on this drive with 8:36 left in the second quarter, certainly the Blue Jays would like to go ahead and punch one more, get another score before half and use up a lot of clock so Shaw doesn't have too much clock to work with to try to respond.
Well, Jesuits really, knock on wood, been on a roll against Shaw. They've won the last 6 meetings against Shaw. I didn't even realize that too. I saw it earlier. But Jesuit has won the last 6 meetings. The last time Shaw beat Jesuit was way back in 2009 at Hoss Memphis in a 37-28 win for the Eagles. Here we go on 1st and 10. Kalijah Lipscomb gets it on the near side from Hontas. He's got running room. Shaking around. He shakes one. He shakes two. He's at the 5-4, 3-2-1. Touchdown. Kalijah Lipscomb. Boy, did he show some athletic moves on that one to evade Eagle defenders.
Yeah, he's tough to bring down in the open field. Did a great job of starting and stopping and starting again on the tunnel screen. That was a similar play that they executed on their last drive. And Lipscomb just made a few nice nifty moves there and takes it down the sideline.
So Jesuit now leads 20-0 over Shaw as Crew Jacobs is back out to attempt the point after. Jesuit trying to run a player on here. 15 seconds. They got plenty of time on the play clock as Crew Jacobs gets set. Denny McGinnis will hold. There's a snap. Extra point attempt is up. And that one's good. So with 8:21 to go here in the first half, it's the Blue Jays 21, Shaw nothing. We'll take a break. You're listening to Jesuit High School Football on WGSO 990 AM and at SportsNola.com. Welcome back to Tag Only. Danny Ream along with Nick Nofi as Chanot's kick is returned by Shaw to the Eagle 19-yard line. Bradley Davis on the return for the Eagles. So it'll be 1st and 10 Shaw at their own 19-yard line as they trail Jesuit 21-0 with 8:07 to go here in the second quarter.
Yeah, not a very wise return by Davis as he retreated and ended up losing about 5 yards on the return. The kick went down to about the 10-yard line. That time, Coach Sanji elected to kick the ball deep, but not a very good return by the Shaw return man.
So here's the Shaw offense. They find themselves in a deep hole, down 21-0. 3 receivers to the left, none to the right. Shaw moving in front of us from left to right towards the closed end, the north end here at Tag Gormley as they give it to Regas off the left side, shaking around, got some running room, picks up about 7. He's second down.
Yeah, he just seems to do it on his own every time. I mean, I know the Shaw offensive line is trying to spring him loose, but they're not really giving him too much space yet. Regas is carrying defenders with him, and that's how you got to tackle him. You just have to gang tackle.
Regas really shifty, good looking back for the Eagles. Shaw will flip it. Now 3 receivers to the right, none to the left. Keller will hand it off again. Nowhere to go. The Blue Jay defensive front all over there.
Yeah, that time they walked up Crozier, the strong side linebacker on the line of scrimmage, showing that 5-man front that Jesuit has shown a couple times tonight.
7:10 to go here in the first half of play. Jesuit 21, Shaw nothing. Keller will stay in the shotgun. 2 receivers to the right, none to the left. He'll keep it himself off the left side. Hit and tackle at the Eagle 30.
Yeah, that time Jesuit slanted to the strength towards the tight end side of the offensive line of the Shaw Eagles, and Henry Morrow with a nice tackle coming down the line of scrimmage.
With a gain of 4 on that play, he gives the Eagles a first down. Ball spotted officially at the Eagle 31, so 1st and 10 for the Eagle offense at their own 31 as Keller will look to keep it off the right side. Hit and tackled at the 33 to bring up 2nd down.
Yeah, just no room there in the middle of the Blue Jay defense. And let's credit Nathan Farley for really stuffing the hole that time, gang tackling on Keller, the quarterback.
The defensive front of the Blue Jays very strong right now against this Eagle ground attack. 2nd and 8, 6 minutes to go in the half. Shaw trying to get on the board before halftime. They'll get the football to start the second half, so if you're the Shaw Eagles, you want to try to score and then have the football to start the second half of play and try to see if you can get yourself back in the game as Keller keeps it right up the middle. Pickup of about 4. That'll bring up 3rd down.
Yeah, and what Shaw's doing is they're using Regas as a decoy, and they're trying to get Keller loose in the secondary. But again, the linebackers and the interior of the Jesuit defensive line is doing a really good job.
So it's 3rd and 4 at the Eagle 37. 5:15 and ticking. 2 receivers to the left, none to the right. Keller in the gun. Play action, looking to throw. Throws across the middle. It's intercepted by the Blue Jays. Return to the 25. The 15 hit and tackled from behind.
That was Beebe the safety. He read that. He jumped it.
Number 22, the senior DB, Mark Beebe. And let's see where they're going to officially spot it. He was trying to get to the end zone. He had a head of steam and was trying to see if he could return that one, trying to get a pick 6 out of it. But he was pulled down from behind. Looks like they're going to put it at the Eagle 12.
Yeah, and that time he definitely read Keller's eyes all the way, as safeties tend to do. They only had 1 receiver downfield, and Beebe made an outstanding play, jumping the route, almost took it to the house.
So here comes Peter Hontus and the Jesuit offense, as they already lead 21-0, looking for more here with 4:59 to go in the first half. 3 receivers to the right. They'll put Rosas in motion. Hontus rolling right, throws back left. Wide open is number 47 for the Blue Jays, Evan Slattery, the senior tight end, and he basically walks into the end zone. A little throwback there. Hontus started to the right side, immediately turned around, found him wide open, Slattery, for another Blue Jay touchdown.
Yeah, trips to the top, and that time away from the tight end, they just ran a little tight end screen, a little throwback screen off a sprint out, and he was just wide open. There was no defender, no Shaw Eagle defender around him.
So here's Crew Jacobs. McGinnis holds again. Crew Jacobs with the extra point. It's up and good. So with 4:48 to go in the first half, Jesuit now with a commanding 28-0 lead over Shaw.
Yeah, great call that time by Graham Jarrett and the offensive coaching staff for the Jesuit Blue Jays. A little throwback screen to the tight end. You don't see that too often. Might have been a play they drew up this week, but well executed. And huge lead right now for the Jesuit Blue Jays.
It was a really nice looking play the way it was designed. You had trips to the right or to the top, as you mentioned. They put Rosas in motion that way. So, I mean, everything was taking you from the defensive side. Everything was taking you that way. And then they have Slattery on the backside wide open for the little throwback. And he didn't have anybody even close to him, as you mentioned. I mean, it was, basically walking into the end zone at that point.
Right. They motioned into an empty backfield, and then they ran a sprint out protection, and he just threw it back to the wide open tight end, who had a wall of blockers with him as well.
Stick with is at the half. Tom Bagwell will handle the halftime show for us, and he'll be interviewing Jesuit President Father Anthony McGinn. That'll be at halftime. 4:48 to go here as Chenov's ready to kick this one back to the Eagles. Another directional type kick, squib kick, to keep it out of the hands of Shaw's returners. And they're going to have a good field position, but they're down pretty big right now, but they're going to have it 1st and 10 at their own 40.
Right, and they want to get a score before halftime because it's pretty demoralizing what Jesuit's been able to do so far. Demoralizing for the Shaw Eagles, that is.
So here comes the Shaw offense. As we mentioned, Jesuit won the toss, got that opening possession, so Shaw will have the first possession of the second half. All right, here we go. We're ready to go 1st and 10 for the Shaw offense. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. They'll give it to Regas up the middle. Only about a yard, and the Jesuit defensive front has just been outstanding lately. Shaw's trying to stay with that running attack, but just nowhere to go. You don't have any holes opening up.
Yeah, great job right there by the freshman, Owen Melville, crashing down from his right defensive end to make a nice stop on Regas.
So it'll be 2nd and 9. They'll give Regas a yard on that carry. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Keller looking to throw. Under pressure, trying to find somebody, gets rid of it, pass is incomplete, not even really close to the intended receiver.
Yeah, good pressure that time by Guy Patron, who really forced Keller out of the pocket, who scrambled to his left, tried to hit the receiver downfield, who was well covered.
Number 19, Chris Gilmore, a junior wide receiver, was the intended receiver there, but as we mentioned, the pass really wasn't close to him as Keller was being pursued by a couple of Jesuit defenders and just kind of had to get rid of it. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Keller in the shotgun. He'll take the snap, play action. He's looking to throw again under pressure. There's a low screen. They set it up. He gets it away. The Eagles will be hitting tackle at about the 45.
Very fortunate that time for Jesuit because that was a well designed screen, and initially it was executed, but Regas cut right back into the teeth of the Jesuit defense. Probably not a good move by him, and Jesuit was able to rally and get him down on the ground.
So Shaw runs the screen play to Regas for a pickup of 4.
Really looked like it could have gotten a lot more than that had he stayed outside.
3:20 to go. We'll bring up 4th down. We'll see what Shaw's doing here. They're letting the clock run. And it looks like Shaw's going to take a timeout. Yes, timeout Eagles. So 3:14 to go here in the first half. Jesuit leads Shaw 28-0. It is 4th down and 3 to go at their own 46-yard line.
Right, and I don't see them, assembling their punt team. It looks like they're going to go for it, 4th and 3 down, 28-0 here. They don't want to give the ball back to Jesuit with 3:14 left in the half. So it'll be interesting to see what they come up with here.
Shaw takes this timeout, talking things over offensively. Scott Bain's father, a really good football coach for the Eagles, trying to decide what he wants to do here. They're just in a really big hole. You know, it's really at the point now where normally you probably wouldn't go for it here, but you really almost have no choice. You're trying to get on the board before the half.
Yeah, and they don't punt the ball very well. I was watching their punter in pregame, and obviously we saw the one punt for about 15 yards. So I understand the call that Coach Bain's father's, electing to go for.
So 4th down for the Eagle offense. They're going to stay on the field and go for it here. 4th and 3. They're at their own 46, so they would have to get to their own 49 to convert.
And I would key on Regos, but it will be interesting to see if they use him as a decoy here.
2 receivers to the right. Keller pointing out some things he sees on the Jesuit defense. Regos offset to his right. Lifts his leg, takes it. He'll roll to his right. Looks like he's going to throw deep down the near side. Wide open, nobody anywhere around them. Into the end zone, touchdown Eagles. That was number 11, Patrick Allen, who got way behind the Jesuit defense. And that was a much-needed score if you're an Eagles fan.
Yeah, he ran a stutter route, where he just shows block. They disguised the play as like a quarterback sweep or a quarterback just trying to hit it off tackle, and then he tucked the ball in like a running back, and then he pulled up and threw it to a wide open receiver. The cornerback, shame on the Jesuit corner for biting on it. Touchdown for Shaw, and gets them right back in the game.
So the Eagles are on the board. It's now 28-6. Extra point is up, and it's plenty good. So with 2:59 to go here in the first half, it's now Jesuit 28, Shaw 7, as Shaw with a big pass play there from senior quarterback Matt Keller to number 11, senior wide receiver Patrick Allen.
Yeah, and Jesuit was blitzing off of both corners, looking for a run play there, and credit Shaw for disguising the run very well, but shame, like I said, shame on the left corner for Jesuit to bite on a double move.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Entergy, Acme Oyster House, Whitney Bank, Frischertz Electric, Ryan Guti Contractors, Capital One, Dragos, and First NBC Bank. And, of course, on the SportsNola.com side, the First NBC Prep Showcase, brought to you by First NBC Bank, Ashton Ryan, and the great folks over there. We thank you for being with us here tonight. It's a nice, crisp night here at Tad Gormley, finally starting to feel like football weather, really for the first time all season long.
Right, and that was a Michael Hull. He's just a sophomore, but he's in because Jakari Wiley had an ACL injury last week, who's our normal starter there, and he bit on a double move, unfortunately.
Well, Peyton Dufour will kick this one back to the Jays after a little squib kick. Jesuit will fall on it at their own 41-yard line, a 42 it looks like they'll give them. That was number 39 for the Blue Jays, Edward Rice, a senior, who fell on that one.
Very wisely to do that.
So Peter Hannes and the Jesuit offense with, once again, good starting position as they try to answer back here. Plenty of time. I mean, we saw last week with Brother Martin in that shootout.
Right.
This team can score quick. Hannes takes it, gets rid of it towards the far side, rather. Pass is complete, knocked out of bounds. That was
Bryson Musso on a quick out. They run that double slant to Trips. He's the number 3 receiver. He runs a quick out underneath that and was able to get the corner and pick up some nice yards there.
So Musso on the far side picks up first down yardage for Jesuit. They're in the Eagle territory. The ball spotted at the Shaw 49-yard line. 2:48 to go here in the half. Jesuit leads 28-7. 2 receivers to each side. Hannes in the shotgun. He'll take the snap, looking to throw, throws down the middle of the field. Pass is complete, incomplete, in and out of the hands, incomplete. The number 6, Malachi Hull. Boy, it looked like he was going to pull that one in and just couldn't keep it
Yeah, great protection by the Jesuit offensive line. Hahn stepped up in the pocket, climbed the pocket, delivered the ball downfield about 35 yards right in Hull's hands. He just couldn't hang on.
Had it in his hands and just couldn't hang on to it. So the pass is incomplete, so it'll be 2nd and 10.
Yeah, he's running a post right down the middle and was wide open.
2 receivers to each side, same formation. Hontus, play action, gets rid of it to the far side, and the pass is incomplete.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what they were trying there. It looked like another tunnel screen, but not to collage with Lipscomb. That was number 9.
Scott Jenkins.
Right.
Couldn't come down with it, so that'll bring up 3rd down, so it'll be 3rd and 10, 2:33 on the clock.
The unfortunate thing is that there's still a lot of clock left, and it's a long 3rd down here to convert.
Looks like Jesuit's going to take a timeout and talk things over.
And they understand the importance of converting this 3rd down here, because you're going to give the ball back to Shaw possibly with some time on the clock, where if they go down and score again, they're going to make a game of it.
Yeah, Hull was wide open on that post route, as you mentioned.
Right.
Really well thrown ball by Hontus. It would have been nice to pull that one in and answer right back, because he definitely would have been in the end zone.
It kind of reminded me of the Rummel game a few weeks ago, about a month ago. A couple times Hull dropped balls right down the middle, and really Hontus put the ball right on the money. And Hull's a lot better player than that, and I know that he's would like to have that one back.
So Jesuit takes a timeout here just to kind of get everybody up to speed on this bracket. On the top half, the winner of this game will play Rummel next week. You also have Curtis at St. Paul's next week. So the winner of that Rummel versus Shaw/Jesuit game will take on the winner of Curtis and St. Paul's in the semifinal round. On the bottom part of the bracket, you've got Catholic High of Baton Rouge coming to New Orleans to play Brother Martin, and Holy Cross, after defeating St. Aug last night, has to travel to Evangel.
Right.
You have the winner of those 2 games playing in the semifinals. So some really good football games to come in this Division I bracket. 3 receivers to the left. Hontus looking to throw here. 3rd and 10. He's under pressure, trying to keep it himself. Nowhere to go, though. Peters hitting tackle at the 50.
Yeah, and I believe that's the quarterfinals next week that you were talking about. With that time, okay, that forced Shaw to use a timeout. The protection broke down simply because the Shaw secondary did a good job of covering the Jesuit receivers downfield. Unfortunately, Jesuit will have to punt, and again, Shaw has time, but only 1 timeout left. It's 2:19 on the clock.
So it'll be 4th and 11 officially for the Blue Jays. Ball spotted at midfield, and they'll punt this one away. Looks like Crew Jacobs getting his leg loose on the far side. So yeah, it's kind of interesting with this bracket only being 10 teams, and you've got the byes in the opening round, because next week you're already into the quarterfinals.
Right.
Semifinals the week after that, and then the championship game at the Superdome.
Right, and this is the time of year you want to be playing your best football, obviously, and try to get on a roll like Jesuit did last year. Tremendous roll all the way down into the Superdome, where they were able to take it home versus John Curtis.
Well, when you looked at the bracket last year, you knew they were a very good football team, but you saw that they had to go through Aug, and then St. Thomas More, and then Rummel, and then you'd get to Curtis in the Dome. It's like, man,
right,
how do you go through that? And they did it.
No doubt about it.
What a great year that was, and exciting to be on that call from the Dome last year. As Crew Jacobs will punt this one away. First time tonight, I believe, that Jesuit has even had to punt. And this one will take a Blue Jay roll. They're going to down it inside the 20 at the 19. So Shaw will have it 1st and 10 at their own 19. 2:08 to go here in a half. Jesuit leading 28-7.
Yeah, good protection by the Jesuit punt team as Shaw tried to come after that kick. And I understand why they're down by 21 points here. But still a lot of time left here in the first half. 2:08 on the clock, and they have 1 timeout to burn. Here's where you don't want to bite on a double move. We've got a lot of young players out there for Jesuit.
2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Keller's in the gun. Regas is off to his right. Keller will take it, roll to his right, looking to throw. Gets rid of it. Pass is complete on the near side. up to the Eagle 32 to Patrick Allen, the senior receiver for the Eagles.
Yeah, he just ran a deep out that time. As Michael Hull has to give him room right now. Yeah, I'm sure the coaches told him to loosen up a little bit. They don't want to let any Shaw receiver get behind them, obviously, with only 2 minutes left in the half.
So Shaw picks up a first down. Keller to Allen. 1st and 10 Eagles from their own 32. 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Keller looking to throw again. Gets rid of it on the near side. Almost the same exact play completed again to Patrick Allen. Up to the Eagle 40. Pickup of 8.
Yeah, same play. Same play.
So Keller showing his arm off here.
Right, and you know, the Jesuit corners are playing off of about 10 yards right now.
Shaw just throwing underneath that. Matt Keller also a catcher for the Eagle baseball team as he hands this one off to Regis, who takes a pile of Blue Jays with him for about a 4-yard pickup.
Yeah, nice play by Nathan Farley, though, from the interior, playing defensive tackle, to take the legs of Regis, who just keeps driving, even though he doesn't have much room in the interior part of the Jesuit defensive line. Again, he's a load, but they haven't gotten him loose, and let's just hope that they don't get him loose here.
Flag on the play, face mask against Jesuit.
Wow.
So that will aid the Eagles' cause, and that'll put the football at the Eagle 49. So it'll be first down for the Eagles at their own 49. 1:50 to play here in the first half.
And Shaw's trying to regain a little bit of momentum here before the half.
2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Keller rolls right, looking to throw, under pressure, gets rid of it down the near side, incomplete as he threw that one into the Shaw Eagle bench.
And that time, Michael Hall was kind of tangled up with Allen, the receiver, downfield. Lucky he didn't get a holding call there, because I did see some jersey, but he got away with it, and Keller had to throw it away.
1:36 to go. It'll be 2nd and 10 for the Eagles. They get the play call in from their sideline, and we're ready to go. They're going to go 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Regis offset to Keller's left as they move in front of us from left to right towards the closed end, the north end here at Gormley. Keller's under trouble, trying to find some running room. He's going to turn the corner, looking to throw still, gets rid of it down the near side, and it looks like it's going to be incomplete, I believe.
I think he was out of bounds, but a great job by Keller to keep, extending the play, using his feet, scrambling.
Trying to see, it appeared that he was out of bounds. There wasn't an official in the area, which is kind of strange, but
I thought he was out of bounds from my perspective, but there is an official there holding the spot. And it looks like Shaw's going to get the spot.
Flag on the play.
It's a personal foul. That's terrible.
So it's a personal foul penalty on Jesuit. So penalty is aiding Shaw here. And it looks like they're going to give him the completion on that and then tack on the penalty. And it's going to put Shaw inside the Jesuit 20 at the Jesuit 19-yard line. So 1st and 10 Eagles at the 19. So they gave him the catch.
Right.
And you had the penalty tacked on to the end of that.
Yeah, that's a crucial mistake. You can't have that type
really
of mistake.
Weird looking play, though, because
right.
There really wasn't an official in the area of the reception. And there was some confusion there. As they hand it off to Regis up the middle, he gets down to the 16-yard line. 1 minute, 15 seconds to go in the half. Shaw is holding on to their last timeout, so they still have 1 timeout if they need it.
Right, and running's really been tough for Regis. Jesuit doing a really good job versus their run game.
2nd and 7. Keller looking to throw, under pressure, gets rid of it towards the end zone. It's picked off, intercepted. Very smart on Jesuit's part. That was number 5 for the Blue Jays.
That was young Michael Hull, the young left corner, starting because Jakari Wiley, the normal starter, is hurt. He came up with a big play. After getting burned earlier, he comes up with a big play there, and that's very good for the Jesuit Blue Jays. A crucial mistake, really, by Keller, the quarterback. He probably should have just trashed that out of bounds.
2nd interception of the night for Matt Keller, and that was a crucial one because Shaw was in really good shape there, trying to get some more points on the board right before the half, and Hull was able to step in front of that one. Really smart to go down in the end zone and not take a chance of trying to return and getting tackled deep in your own territory.
You know, and Keller stays on the field. Now he's playing safety because I believe that Shaw has a couple safeties out. I'm not exactly sure what the reasons are, but Keller's playing free safety right now.
So 48 seconds to go here in the first half. The Jays will hand it off the left side to Rosas, who picks up about 5. It'll bring up second down, 40 seconds. Really not in much of a hurry here. You've got a commanding 28-7 lead. Probably just run it a couple times and take the lead into the half.
I agree.
Stick with us at the half. Institutional Advancement Director Tom Bagwell will have Jesuit President Anthony McGinn with him. 20 seconds. Jesuit just letting this one run down, and they're going to take this 28-7 lead to the half. Shaw will have the football to start the second half of play. 13 seconds on the game clock. Hontus under center I formation. Handed off to Rojas again, who is hit and tackled. That should be the final play of the first half. They're going to have to move the chains because it's a first down, but once they restart the clock, that should be it.
Yeah, 3 seconds left. They don't have to run another play, and that's it. They ran them 3 seconds off. So.
All right, so that takes us to the half. Jesuit looking good so far. A nice 28-7 lead over the Shaw Eagles. Stick with us here for our halftime show. Tom Bagwell will have Jesuit President Anthony McGinn with us. We'll take a break and be back. You're listening to Jesuit High School Football on WGSO 990 AM and at sportsnola.com.
So over the years, the Thanksgiving drive has really developed into a hallmark of November at Jesuit. The first week is open house, and the rest of the month is the Thanksgiving drive, as we try to provide for families in need.
And now more and more alumni are coming back and bringing their families and their young children to help put those baskets together, and I know how meaningful it is for them. You talked about alumni support and how blessed we are at Jesuit. We're not in the middle of the LEF drive, but still towards the beginning of it, and things going extremely well, and we just remain blessed with the support we get from our alums.
That's correct. Our alumni identify with the school during their time at the school. There's a great sense of connection and camaraderie that develops, and this develops through the years. You know, so many people say that my best friends are the ones I knew in high school, and we see them at their 50 and 60-year reunions with the same people as we grow and develop in age and support each other throughout those years. And also their support of the school is very important as we open ourselves to new generations as Jesuit grows and changes to meet the needs of the next generation.
Yeah, as I tell people, everybody's Jesuit journey starts somewhere. You don't have to be necessarily, which is another big part of your point at Open House. We have a lot of people who have a father, a grandfather, but we have a whole lot more people whose Jesuit journey is just beginning.
That's right. I quote the statistic that only 20% of our incoming class has had a father that attended Jesuit. We want that connection. We appreciate their sending their sons to Jesuit. But of course, we're open to people, the whole metropolitan area, not just our own small family. We want to make sure we're accessible to all families in all areas of the city.
Proud to say 50-plus zip codes are represented at Jesuit High School today. And alumni are joined by current parents, right, who are asked to do what they can to help bridge that gap between the lower cost tuition that Jesuit charges and what it actually costs to educate a student today.
Right.
I know you're pleased with the support you're getting from our parents, and specifically from Philip Nimmo and his team, who led this year's Parents Annual Giving Drive.
That's right. Our support from our parents and the Parents Annual Giving Drive, we could not do what we do without their help, and the tremendous support we receive from them really makes a tremendous difference in the school climate, and likewise the alumni helping us to make sure we have a school that's accessible and open and continuing the tradition of excellence that we've begun many, many years ago.
Part of that excellence is academic excellence, and once again we see that looking at the National Merit semifinalists at Jesuit High School.
Yes, this year we had 43 National Merit semifinalists. I'm very proud of that number, and an additional 20 students were commended, and many other national achievement scholars and national Hispanic scholars. So we're very proud of the performance that our students have done on those tests, which are an indication of what they've learned and the support they've received in the learning at Jesuit High School. But also the fact that the young men themselves take academic success seriously. They take, as they do most things, they take it seriously, that this is an important part of their growth and formation, and we give them the support that they need to reach the expectations we have for them.
Certainly they get credit, their parents get credit for the support they give them, but also the faculty at Jesuit High School. I know that's something you're very proud of, and that the work they put in to make sure that those students who have the capacity when they walk through the door cross the finish line.
That's right. Our faculty is very, very supportive of our students and their achievement, and we make sure that any student that's struggling or not quite making the grade, we go out of our way to make sure that student is the support that he needs to increase his performance so he can succeed.
Very good. We do want to mention a couple of other athletic events coming up shortly. Cross country, the Jesuit cross country team will be in Natchitoches for the LHSAA State Cross Country Championship, trying to defend that championship this year. Coach Rudy Horvath's team has had a wonderful season. It'll be tough. St. Paul's is really good this year. Brother Martin just won. Jesuit won the district. Brother Martin won the Metro meet. So 3 or 4 teams have a chance to win at state this year in Natchitoches.
That's right, and so we'll be pulling for the Jays up in Natchitoches as they try to perform. Rudy is a tremendous coach. I remember Rudy when I taught him in 8th grade. He was Many, many long years ago. It reminds me how old I am, and I don't like to be reminded of that.
It'll be a busy week for athletic director Dave Morrow because he's always at the cross-country meet, and he goes over for swimming, right, Father? You've probably been a part of that in the past. That's always a wonderful event.
Swimming meet is now in Sulphur, Louisiana, and that's a bit of a journey for most people, but so that's right, cross-country and swimming in the same week. And as football continues, and we hope we be able to play next week as well.
Absolutely. Well, recently we had a special visitor with us at Jesuit High School for 3 to 4 days. Father McGinn worked it out with the Jesuit's next president, Father Christopher Frank, to be with us for open house to see Jesuit at its finest and its students and faculty and prospective families, and then to be with us at Celebration, where we all come together for our gala auction to celebrate and be grateful for the support we received. That was at Mardi Gras World this year. What was your impression? What do you think Father Frank's impression was when he was with us?
Well, I think he was very enthusiastic about the school, especially after open house. He said, "I'm fired up. I want to be part of this." So it shows that we're appropriately displaying who we are at open house, and so he's very enthusiastic about being on board. As many people may know, Father Frank is a Navy chaplain aboard the aircraft carrier George Bush, and his commitment to the military does not end until October of 2016. So I'll be here at Jesuit until the end of 2016, and we haven't set a date of transition yet, but it'll be sometime in November or December of 2016.
We've all read the bio of Father Frank on the Jesuit website, those who follow Jesuit closely, but you've spent quite a bit of time with him now, behind closed doors. Tell us about the man and what impresses you?
Well, he's certainly wants to know what the school is about, the history and tradition of the school. He wants to make sure he's fulfilling the responsibility that he has to maintain the tradition of high standards, and he asks all sorts of questions that are very, very probing and shows that he has done his homework. So he will be an excellent administrator of the school, and he's also very much committed to the Jesuit vision. The way I express it is we're bringing out the best that God planted in each of the boys. He's going to articulate that in a bit different way according to his style and his experience, but we're all about the same thing, bringing out the best in each young man that we have the honor to help educate.
I do want to spend just a moment or two talking about two beloved Jesuits. Father Nick Skiro left us recently, he's at Grand Coteau these days, and I hear enjoying it very much, being around the other Jesuits, specifically the young ones in training, and Father Raymond Fitzgerald, who you have given so much credit to for the 3 years he did leading Jesuit High School.
Right. Yeah, they're both in our community at Grand Coteau, Louisiana, which is a place where the Jesuit novices are trained, and it's also a place where some of the elderly retired Jesuits live, and it provides nursing care for those who need that. So both ends of the spectrum there, and it's also a place where direct retreats are given. So it's a good place for Father Fitzgerald because his needs are going to be addressed in that, whereas that would not be possible living in New Orleans at Jesuit High. So we're delighted that he's accepting visitors and being able to see visitors and responds to people's emails and so forth. And he very much wants to keep in touch, and he really appreciates that contact.
And continues, he sees his role as praying for the success of Jesuit High School and those who are part of the Jesuit family. So we'll pass along the best regards to him, and please know he continues to think about you. Finally, I ask you this on a regular basis, and I still haven't gotten an answer. What's next for you? Because you've already told us when you're leaving, and what do you hope to do after this? You still have so much energy and so much talent to provide.
Yes, I really don't know what the superiors have in mind for me. My meeting with them will be in March, and I'll find out at that time. And I really don't have a particular ambition to do any particular work right now. I'm just open to what comes my way. I could return to secondary education, which is what I've been for so many years, but pastoral work is also a possibility. I just have to wait and see where the needs of the Jesuits are in March.
I know you've hated the circumstances for which you came back, but I know you're very much enjoying the time being here and filling an important role, and that's getting us to our next president. So, Father, thank you for your good work. Thank you for being our guest at halftime. We have just under a minute left before we start the second half. Teams coming back onto the field. Blue Jays up 28-7 over Archbishop Shaw. We're in the first round of the LHSAA playoffs. If the Blue Jays win, they'll face Rummel next week. We'll be back with Danny Ream and Coach Nick Nolfi to bring you second half action. You're listening to Blue Jay Football on WGSO Radio.
Welcome back to Tad Gormley Stadium. Danny Ream and Nick Nolfi back with you. I want to thank Tom Bagwell, Director of Institutional Advancement at Jesuit High School, for taking care of tonight's halftime show. And, of course, Jesuit President Anthony McGinn for being his guest. Jesuit with a commanding 28-7 lead over the Shaw Eagles. Jesuit's offense aided by really good starting field position coach in the entire first half for the most part, and really made the most of it.
Yeah, no doubt about it. They got out to a quick start, taking the opening kickoff downfield. They've been very balanced on offense, and really Shaw defensively doesn't have an answer for the Jesuit offense. So hopefully they can, keep the pedal to the metal. Now they have to kick off to Shaw, and this is going to be an important series. As was that last series right before the half, had they let Shaw score there, before the young sophomore Michael Hull came up with a great interception there with about 48 seconds left on the clock. Anyway, you can't let them score there. We didn't, but we certainly don't want to let them score here and get back into the ball game.
So both teams are meeting with their respective head coaches right now, going over just the last few points of motivation and analysis of the first half and what we need to do here in the second half to put ourselves in a position to win. And Jesuit now will leave Mark Sanji and trot to their sideline across from us on the far side as we sit here in the main press box. At Tad Gormley, Shaw is now jogging over to the near sideline. And we're just moments away from getting the second half of play here started. The winner gets the Raiders, the Rummel Raiders, next week. Not going to be an easy one. They're really good. Jay Roth has got a nice team this year as usual. Really solid on both sides of the football. Explosive. The only game they've lost this year was one out-of-state game. Right. No one in Louisiana has beat them. So it's not going to be easy, but, you know, it's the playoffs, and,
That's right.
and crazy things can happen. And one thing that you know, if it's Jesuit, they're going to be well prepared. The coach and staff will put together a solid game plan, and the kids will play hard and give it all they've got. So the winner of this game plays Rummel, and then the winner of that game will play the winner of John Curtis at St. Paul. That's
Right.
going to be a good one on the North Shore.
Sure will, no doubt about it.
And in the bottom half of the bracket,
Right.
you got Martin hosting Catholic High and Holy Cross traveling up to Evangel.
Right. You know, the only loss that Rummel had this year was versus St. Don Bosco up in New Jersey.
New Jersey, yep.
Right, and they're a nationally ranked team, and they played a very tight game there. I don't recall the score, but it was a close game. And so, no doubt about it, the Rummel Raiders are, you know, to be reckoned with. But you have to earn that, and we have to earn it here with 24 more minutes of really good football.
Regis and Davis deep for the Shaw Eagles. They stand at the 15-yard line, ready to take this kick in from Jake Chenove. Here we go, and the second half of play is underway here at Tag Gormley, as Shaw will fair catch it at the 30. Once again, Jesuit with a short directional type kick to keep it out of the hands of Regis and Davis. And Shaw will have it 1st and 10. Looks like they're going to spot it at the Eagle 32-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 32.
Right. And again, this is going to be a very important series here to set the tone for the second half. Certainly a 3-and-out would be, you know, what Jesuit wants.
So the Eagle offense, senior quarterback Matt Keller, who is also the starting catcher for Kirk Bullinger's Shaw baseball team. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Regis offset to Keller's right. Lifts his leg, takes the snap. He'll give it to Regis, trying to find running room. He is hit and tackled. That's going to be a big loss, as the Jesuit defenders were all over that one.
Yeah, they pulled both guards. A la St. Paul does that a lot on that little sweep that they tried earlier. This time, the Jesuit defenders got in the hip pocket of those pulling guards, and there was nowhere for Regis to go.
So it'll be 2nd down, a loss of 6 on the carry by Regis. So 2nd and long for Shaw. Ball now spotted at the Eagle 26-yard line. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Keller, play action, looking to throw, rolling to his left. Looks like he's going to keep it himself, and he'll run out of bounds at the 29-yard line.
Right, and again, a lot of pressure. That time, again, Guy Patron seems to be applying the majority of that pressure as he did in the first half, and that time Keller had nowhere to go.
They'll say he stepped out at the 28, so it'll be 3rd and 14 after the pickup of 2, as Keller had nowhere to go, tucked it away, kept it himself. So 3rd and long. Big possession here for both teams. If you're Jesuit, you want to keep the momentum that you're able to build in the first half. As Keller gets rid of it, passes complete to the far side, and it looks like the Eagles are going to convert on 3rd and long. Looks like they're going to get the job done and move the chains.
Yeah, once again, you know, similar to what they were doing at the end of the first half with Allen, you know, isolated on Michael Hull that he's just hooking up in front of, because Michael Hull, being the sophomore, is giving them a lot of space out there, and they're just throwing underneath.
So Matt Keller finds Patrick Allen, the senior wide receiver, 5'9", 155 for 1st down yardage. So it's 1st and 10 Eagles at their own 43-yard line. 2 to the left, none to the right. They'll give it to Regis, trying to run up the middle, nowhere to go. He just basically got back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd down.
Yeah, that time Shaw was in an unbalanced look. Something they hadn't shown, a little wrinkle there, but it didn't work for them. As once again, the interior part, Nathan Farley, Carson Smith, doing a great job inside.
10:23 to go here in the 3rd. This is the opening possession of the second half. 2nd and 10 for Shaw from their own 43. 2 to the left, none to the right. Keller will keep it, run all the way. He's in the Jesuit territory. Head of steam all the way down to the Blue Jay 40. So a big pickup there pickup of about 17 yards for Matt Keller. A run all the way. Took the snap and took off.
Right, it's just a zone play for the quarterback. And again, they were in that unbalanced look. Apparently Shaw's, come up with something that they like, and they're moving the ball right now.
Keller will stay in the shotgun. Regas off to his right. 2 receivers to the right for the Eagles. Lifts his leg, takes the snap. He'll give it to Regas, trying to get off the left side. And he'll pick up about 4 before being hit and tackled at the 36-yard line.
Yeah, it's just like a little zone play, but they actually load up on that side with the fullback and the flanker. And they're moving the ball pretty well here on this opening drive. So Jesuit really needs to get stout here, as they're almost knocking on the door of the red zone.
9-10 and ticking here in the third quarter. Shaw on the move, moving in front of us from right to left towards the open end, the south end zone here at Tad Gormley. The Eagles trail the Blue Jays 28-7. 3 receivers to the right, none to the left. Keller will give it to Regas on the read off the right side. Regas has got running room. Really shifty back down to the Blue Jay 25-yard line. Good enough for another Eagle first down. So it'll be 1st and 10 Shaw at the Jesuit 25-yard line.
And really, for the first time tonight, Shaw's offensive line is knocking Jesuit off the ball a little bit and creating some space for Regas.
Shaw with a nice looking drive here. Big play was the 3rd and 14 conversion from Keller to Allen. 3 receivers to the left, none to the right. Keller in the shotgun, Regas off to his right. He's going to keep it himself, put his nose down, and basically just get back to the line of scrimmage. So it'll be 2nd and 10.
Yeah, a little zone read play, but the end stayed home that time. Nowhere for Keller to go.
Second and 10 for the Eagle offense. This is the opening possession of the second half. 2nd and 10, 7:48 and ticking on the game clock as Keller takes it out of the gun. There's a penalty flag on the far side. Pass is complete on the near side. He's at the 5, knocked out of bounds at the 2, but there's a penalty flag on the far side that was thrown immediately. We'll see what it is.
Yeah, it was a little play action pass, and they slipped the tight end out in the flat. Nobody was home, but there's a flag down, and I believe they're going to mark that one back against Shaw. A break there for the Jesuit Blue Jays.
Shaw kind of taking a page out of the Jesuit playbook with that one, but looks like it's going to come back.
Let's hope it does. They're still holding the spot, and the officials are discussing it.
It's a false start on Shaw, so it'll be a 5-yard penalty.
And again, that was a break for Jesuit, because Shaw really came up with a nice scheme there to slip the tight end out in the flat, away from their trips formation on the other side.
So it'll be 2nd and 15 as they move the football back to the Jesuit 30. Shaw eating up a lot of clock here on this possession, but they've got to get on the board again if they're going to have any chance of coming back. As they trail 28-7, they give it to Regas, trying to get it around the left side, turns it up, hit and tackled after a pickup of 3. It'll bring up 3rd down. So here's another 3rd and long for the Shaw offense. They converted the last time they were in this spot. We'll see if Jesuit can get a stop.
And they've got Allen isolated again on a young cornerback, Michael Hull, who's given him about 10 yards.
2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Keller in the shotgun. Looking to throw, gets rid of it, passes complete on the far side to Allen. First down Eagles, they convert again, and as you said, that cushion is pretty big over there, and they're taking full advantage of it.
Yeah, they're going to have to challenge him a little bit more than that, or maybe give the young cornerback some safety help over the top, because that's the guy they're going to, Mr. Allen, who's really their best receiver.
Shaw on this possession has converted a 3rd and 14 and a 3rd and 12. So 1st and 10 Shaw at the Blue Jay 14-yard line. 2 receivers to the left, none to the right. Regas offset to the left of Matt Keller, who gives it to Regas on the handoff off the left side, hit and tackled right around the Jesuit 11. So it'll be a pickup of 3, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
And nice job by Patrick Spears coming up from a safety position to make the tackle on Regas for a nominal gain.
6 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter. One good thing, Coach, is if they do score, they've eaten up a lot of game clock on this possession. You'd still be up 28-14 potentially. So we'll see what happens here. See if the Blue Jay defense can bend but not break, as the Eagles have it 2nd and 7 at the 11, as Keller's looking to keep it himself. Nowhere to go. Puts his nose down, hit and tackle at the 10, so he'll pick up a yard.
Yeah, good job by Guy Bertrand. You know, he was a linebacker early in the year. They moved him to defensive end. He stayed home, forced Keller to cut back inside into the teeth of the Jesuit defense, and there's nowhere to go for Keller.
The First NBC Bank Prep Showcase brought to you by First NBC Bank, Mr. Ashton Ryan, and the great people over at First NBC Bank. We thank them for their continued support of prep sports in the greater New Orleans area. It's 3rd and 6 now for the Eagles, as Keller looking to throw. He's under pressure, trying to get away from some Blue Jay defenders. Has time, throws towards the end zone. Got a receiver wide open. They say he caught it. Touchdown, Shaw. That was number 11, Patrick Allen, pulling that one in. He got himself open in the back of the end zone. Keller was under pressure, did a great job of eluding some Blue Jay defenders, and Shaw has scored once again, so it's now 28-13.
Yeah, Allen came all the way across the end zone there from the other side on the scramble drill, as Keller should have been sacked for a 10-yard loss. You know, evaded the sack and was able to complete the pass to Allen, streaking across the end zone.
Due for with the kick, up and good. So with 4:54 to go in the 3rd, it's Jesuit 28, Shaw 14. We'll take a break. You're listening to Jesuit High School Football on WGSO 990 AM and at SportsNola.com. Welcome back to Tad Gormley, as there's the kick from Shaw, and it's in and out of the hands of Malachi Hull, but Jesuit is able to keep the football there. That was dangerous. They'll have it 1st and 10 at their own 17. Hull just missed it.
Yeah, it was just miscommunication. It was a sky kick to the up back there around the 25-yard line, and Hull really should have fielded the ball and let it go over his head. Jesuit very fortunate to retain possession.
So there's a break for the Blue Jays just to hang on. That would have been devastating, and it would have been a really good spot for Shaw, but the Blue Jays able to keep it. Here we go, 1st and 10. Handed off the right side. That's Pruitt on the carry. He's hit and tackled up at the 23-yard line, so it's a pickup of 6 on the carry by Connor Pruitt. He's the feature back for the Blue Jays.
Yeah, and one thing about Pruitt, you can't arm tackle him. And he did a good job cutting back on that outside zone play to get positive yards for the Blue Jays.
Jesuit with 3 receivers to the left, none to the right. Hontas in the shotgun. Pruitt off to his left. Play action, they're going to blow it dead. False start on Jesuit, so that'll march the Jays back 5. That'll make it 2nd and 9 from their own 18-yard line. So, you know, you've got a 28-14 lead, but it kind of feels like a little bit of the momentum has been lost here. It looks like Jesuit hasn't really found their footing, so to speak, in the second half of play.
No, I agree. They're playing sloppy right now, and you got to credit Shaw, right? You know, for not dying when the score looked out of reach and clawing their way back in it. You know, they're only down 2 scores. 14 unanswered points by the Eagles. Cut the Jesuit lead in half. There's a screen play on the near side to Lipscomb. He's hit and tackled at the 24. A pickup of about 6. In a tunnel screen, again, that they like to, Jesuit, you know, likes to use. There's a flag down, unfortunately. There is a flag down. It could be holding on a perimeter, I'm not sure. That's where the flag was thrown.
Against Jesuit.
Okay, now it's going to be 2nd and a mile. Jesuit's really backed up here on the 7-yard line.
It'll be a 10-yard penalty. Coach mentioned Jesuit backed up to the 8, their own 8-yard line. It's 2nd and 19, 3:50 to go in the 3rd. Jesuit leads Shaw 28-14. 3 receivers to the left, none to the right. Hontas in the shotgun. Pruitt off to his right. He'll take the snap, hands it to Pruitt, trying to get around the left side. Hit and tackled at the 11-yard line, so he'll pick up 3 on the carry. That'll make it 3rd and 16, so 3rd and really long here for the Jesuit offense. And this is playing right into Shaw's hands. If you can pin them back deep like this and force a punt, should have real good field position.
Yeah, you might just try to get another 10 yards, get some more field position and then punt the ball. I don't know if we want to get too greedy here, but let's see what Jesuit has dialed up.
So 3rd and 16 for the Jays. 3 receivers to the right, Hontas in the gun, and they're going to blow it dead again. Gee whiz.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on, or the play's getting in on time, or what the confusion is.
A lot of yellow. False start on Jesuit again. That's going to march them back 5 yards, so it'll be 3rd and 21 from their own 6-yard line. Very sloppy start to the second half here. And one thing about playoff games is your opponent's not going to quit. They know what's at stake. It's the end of the road if you don't win at this point. So Shaw is not going to quit. 28 points may not be enough. You got to keep playing with the same edge, same intensity, the same emotion as you did in the first half. You don't want to fall into a lull just because you got out big early on. 2 receivers to each side. Hontas in the gun. He's going to keep it. Quarterback draw right up the middle to give him a little breathing room as he's hit and tackled at the 11, and Jesuit will have to punt as it's 4th and long.
Yeah, pretty much a disastrous series there for Jesuit. Too many mistakes. And really, like you said before, Shaw has the momentum right now, despite the fact that they're down 2 scores. But they're about to get the ball back. It's really good field position. And they have Keller, really one of their best athletes, if not their best athlete, back on the punt.
Keller stands at midfield as Crew Jacobs will punt this one away for Jesuit. Need a good snap here because he's in the end zone. 1:55 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Jesuit leading 28-14, but getting ready to punt out of their own end zone. So Shaw will have excellent field position. As Crew Jacobs gets a high kick away, it's going to bounce at the 35 and roll out of bounds at the Jesuit 38-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10. Well, 39. Looks like they'll give them the 39. So 1st and 10 Shaw from the Jesuit 39.
Really good field position for Shaw.
So this is huge right here. I mean, this is a chance for the Eagles to make it a 1-possession game. When it was 28-0, who would have thought they would have been in a position at some point to make it a 1-possession game? But that's where we find ourselves here late in the 3rd quarter.
And really, when they were down 28-0, their body language, Shaw that is, their body language was still good, and they just kept fighting, and they're clawing their way right back in this thing.
So 1st and 10 Eagles. At the Jesuit 39, as Keller hands it to Regis up the middle. He's got some running room, picks up about 7 yards.
Jesuit blitzed off the edge. I believe that was Crozier coming off the edge and had Regis in the backfield, but you can't ankle tackle him. You've got to take his legs, which he did not.
Second and 4. After a pickup of officially 6 on the carry by Regis. 1 minute to go here in the 3rd quarter. 2nd and 4 for the Eagles. 3 receivers in a bunch on the near side as they hand it to Regis. He's got running room, shakes some tacklers. Hit and tackle at the 23-yard line. Good enough for an Eagle first down, so it'll be 1st and 10 Shaw at the Jesuit 23-yard line. 47 seconds to go here in the 3rd.
Yeah, they loaded up strong that time, and Regis pressed his aiming point, and he made a nice cutback and got it to the Jesuit secondary. Very important for Jesuit to get a hold here.
Keller will stay in the shotgun. 2 receivers to the right, none to the left. Lifts his leg, takes the snap, design run all the way off the left side. Keller trying to turn the corner, puts his nose down, and is hit and tackled at the Jesuit 17. So that's a pickup of 7. It'll be 2nd and 3. 10 seconds here on the game clock in the 3rd quarter. That will probably be the last play of the quarter, more than likely, as Shaw is just letting it run at this point.
Shaw's really dominated the 3rd quarter.
So we've played 3 complete here at Tag Gormley. It's Jesuit 28, Shaw 14. We'll take a break and be back. You're listening to Jesuit High School football on WGSO 990 AM and at sportsnola.com. Danny Ream along with Nick Nolfi as the Jesuit Blue Jays lead the Shaw Eagles 28-14, but Shaw in business. 2nd and 3 at the Jesuit 17, trying to make this a 1-possession game. At one point, Shaw trailed Jesuit 28-0 in the first half, and amazingly, if they would score a touchdown here, it would make it a 1-possession game. Keller in the shotgun. He's going to keep it himself. Hit and tackled immediately. Nowhere to go for Matt Keller. That's going to bring up 3rd down.
Yeah, Cameron Crozier that time coming off the edge. Nice tackle.
He's going to lose a couple of yards on the carry, so it'll be 3rd and 5 from the Jesuit 19. Third and 5 from the Jesuit 19. Here's the Shaw offense. Single receiver to each side. Keller stays in the shotgun as usual. Regis off to his left. He's looking to throw. Throws towards the near side, in and out of the hands of his intended receiver. That was number 11 for the Eagles. You've heard his name a lot tonight, Patrick Allen. That'll bring up 4th down.
Yeah, that time Michael Hull did challenge him. He only had a 5-yard cushion as Jesuit showed a cover 3 look. and they try to hook them up, similar to what they've been doing the whole game. But at that time, at least Hall, I guess he maybe heard it from the sideline.
Well, this is a big play. Shaw's going to leave their offense on the field. They're going for it on 4th and 6, folks. From the Jesuit 19, this would be a big stop if Jesuit can get it. Keller looking to throw. He's under pressure. He's going to tuck it down and try to run. And he knocks over some Jesuit defenders, and it looks like he's going to pick up the first down with his legs. And he does, as he's hit and tackled at the 12. So one thing that you've seen a lot of here in the second half of play is Shaw being able to convert on 3rd, and in that situation on 4th down.
Yeah, and credit Keller there. That was a great run by the quarterback. Now, he is a very strong kid. He does a great job in the weight room. You could tell that was a very physical run. He looked more like a fullback than a quarterback on that particular run. Okay, so it's 1st and goal from the 7-yard line. Shaw in the shotgun. 2 receivers at the bottom. The give is to Regas. He's tackled. He maybe a 1-yard gain. That'll bring up, no, give him 3 on the carry. It'll be 2nd and goal from the 4-yard line. Make it the 5. Make it the 5.
So 2nd and goal for the Eagles. 10:23 to go here in the 4th quarter. As Shaw trying to make this a 1-possession game, as they trail 28-14. 2nd and goal from the 5. Shaw getting the play in from their sideline, the near sideline, as we sit here in the main press box at Tad Gormley. Shaw moving from left to right towards the north end zone, the closed end zone here at Gormley. Keller will give it to Regas up the middle, looking for running room, trying to get to the outside. Shifty back, who is finally hit and tackled at the 1.
And actually, that Keller came out of the game. That's a sophomore, I believe, number 14. That's their 2nd quarterback, Bure, I believe.
Pete Taylor is a sophomore quarterback.
They got 2 number 14s there. So I don't know what happened to Keller. They're working on him on the sideline right now.
So it looks like Keller might be a little beat up. He put his nose down and took out some Jesuit defenders on that run for the first down, so he might be shaken up a little bit. Pete Taylor's in there, quarterback. He'll hand it off right up the middle. Nowhere to go as the Blue Jay defensive line steps up and stops Regas for no gain, and that's going to bring up 4th and goal from the 1-yard line. Here's another huge play if the Jesuit defense can get a stop. 4th and goal from the 1.
You would think they're going to give it to Regas with the sophomore quarterback on 4th down.
So Shaw takes a timeout, talk things over. They're still checking out Keller on the near side. Looks like they might be checking him for like a concussion or something there.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Yeah.
They were checking his head. He looks like he's okay.
Looks like he's okay, and he's going to trot back out there. We'll see if they get him back in there.
Okay, he ran out there without his helmet. Now he's got his helmet.
Okay, so it looks like Keller is going to re-enter the game. A senior quarterback. That gives them an added dimension here to their offense, as they're going to obviously go for it to try to make it a 1-possession game. 8:41 to go in the game. Jesuit leading 28-14 over the Eagles, and this is going to be 4th and goal from the Jesuit 1. It's a huge play.
Yeah, it's a huge play, and Jesuits only had 1 possession, that disastrous last series that they had. Shaw's really dominated the second half.
So here comes the Shaw offense. You can hear the faithful on both sides coming to their feet. They know how big of a play this is. Keller's in the shotgun. It's a design run for Keller all the way, and he's in for a touchdown. So the Eagles get it done on 4th and goal from the 1, and it's now 28-20 pending this point after. It would be 28-21, and either way, it's a 1-possession game.
It's a 1-possession game, and it's time for the Jesuit Blue Jay offense to step up. It'll only be their 2nd possession of the second half. When they get the ensuing kickoff.
So Dufour is on to attempt the point after. It's up, and it is good. So with 8:34 to go in the fourth quarter, we've got a game on our hands, folks. It's Jesuit 28, Shaw 21. We'll take a break. You're listening to Jesuit High School Football on WGSO 990 AM and at SportsNola.com. Welcome back to Tad Gormley as Dufour kicks it back to the Jays. Malachi Hull will return it. Forward progress, he'll get to the Jesuit 34, so Jesuit will have it 1st and 10 at their own 34, and they need to go score. 8:25 to go in the game. The lead has been cut to just 7. One possession game. Jesuit leading 28-21.
Right, that's 21 unanswered that Shaw has scored, so it's time for Jesuit to get something going, get the chains moving here on offense.
Winner of this game plays Rummel next week in the quarterfinal round. Rummel had a bye, one of 6 byes this week. Here's the Jesuit offense, 1st and 10 from their own 34. Hontus in the shotgun, looking to throw. Throws it towards the far side. It's complete to Pruitt. He stood up, hit and tackled after a pickup of about 2 to bring up 2nd down.
Yeah, that time they just snuck the tailback out in the flat. Really a kind of a tight window to throw it in, and not a big gainer there. He picked up about 4 yards though.
Yeah, it looks like they officially give him 3 on the reception from Hontus. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Hontus in the gun. He will give it to Pruitt, who has nowhere to go. The Shaw defensive front all over him, filled every gap, and he is hit and tackled. That's going to bring up 3rd down, and the worst thing you could possibly do right here is go 3 and out.
No doubt about it. That time, part of the chess match, Coach Jarrett was picking on the right side of the Shaw defensive line. That time, Shaw guessed right, based on their tendency, probably formation. And Pruitt had just nowhere to go, and this is a huge 3rd down.
7:37 to go in the game. Jesuit leading 28-21. It's 3rd and 9 for the Blue Jays from their own 35-yard line. 3 receivers to the left, none to the right. Hontus in the shotgun. Takes the snap. He's looking to throw. Got time. Doesn't really know where to go with it. He's under pressure. Gets rid of it across the middle. Incomplete. 4th down. Jesuit will punt.
Right, it was good coverage downfield by the Shaw secondary. He had nowhere to go with the ball. The protection was good. Then it became a scramble drill, and no Jesuit receiver could, find space and get free.
So Crew Jacobs is on once again to punt this one away. He'll stand at the Blue Jay 20. 7:15 to go in the game. Shaw will have a chance to tie potentially on this possession as Crew Jacobs punts it away. It will hit at the 45 and take a Blue Jay roll all the way down to the 32. So the roll really helped on that one as Shaw will get it 1st and 10 at their own 32-yard line.
And the problem is the Jesuits defense has been out on the field the whole second half, and they're a little bit winded right now. They're going to suck it up. It's the 4th quarter. You're one and done here in the playoffs, so it's winner take all. 1 possession game. Shaw has the momentum. They've really dominated the second half.
So here comes the Eagle offense. They trail Jesuit by 7. At one point they trailed by 28, so you got to really tip your cap to the Eagles for keeping their heads up and just continuing to play hard. And as Coach mentioned, they've really dominated the second half. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Keller's going to keep it himself off the read, and he'll pick up about 3.
Right, it's imperative that Jesuit gets a stop. But again, and I know Coach Baglio is substituting guys and trying to keep them as fresh as possible, but really Jesuit doesn't have a tremendous amount of depth up front.
6:35 to go as the clock is running. 2nd and 7 after the pickup of 3. Shaw at their own 35. Keller in the shotgun. Regas off to his left. He'll give it to Regas. Trying to get around the right side. Nowhere to go. Reverses course. Hit and tackled. And it looks like the football came out. Shaw appears to have jumped back on top of it, but there is a penalty flag right around the 34-yard line that we'll have to sort out.
Yeah, great job by Cameron Crozier coming up from his linebacker position. And it almost looked like Regas flipped the ball to Keller, the quarterback. They pick up the flag. I don't know if it was a fumble or he intentionally flipped it to the quarterback.
So no penalty on the play. It'll be 3rd down, so this is a big spot right here. You got to try to get a stop. 3rd and 7, no gain. Keller takes it, rolls to his right, looking to throw. He's going to tuck it away and run it, hit and tackle, well short of 1st down yardage. So it'll be 4th down, and more than likely Scott Bainsfather is going to punt this one away with 5:49 to go.
Great call by Coach Bagley at that time. His end and play side tackle both came out wide on that. It was some type of stunt, anticipating, the quarterback run.
Nowhere for Keller to go, and the Eagles will indeed punt this one away as the senior kicker for Shaw, Peyton Dufour, stands at the 22-yard line of the Eagles, ready to punt this one away. Malachi Hull and Kalijah Lipscomb deep. Bad snap. He's able to get it off a high kick. Lipscomb pulls it in at the 30. He fumbled it, but was able to fall right back on top of it. Another hold your breath moment.
No doubt. They had 2 safeties back there, and Jesuit almost blocked the punt. It was a bad snap handled by the Shaw punter. However, that should have been a fair catch. I don't know what Kalijah was thinking on that.
Yeah, that was a high punt from Dufour. As Coach mentioned, textbook fair catch type looking punt. Good thing for Lipscomb, he was able to fall right on top of it. And here comes the Jesuit offense. 1st and 10 from their own 30 with a 28-21 lead with 5:09 to go in the game. This is an opening round game in the Division I Louisiana State playoffs. Hontus in the shotgun, hands it off to Pruitt. Off the right side, hit and tackled after a pickup of about 3.
And that's not bad. That's a good game.
And that was actually Rosas who is in the game.
Right. And
he'll come in from time to time to give Pruitt a break. So that was Rosas on the carry, a pickup of 3.
Little inside zone play. Rojas is a good straight ahead runner.
2nd and 7, 3 receivers to the right, none to the left. Hontus quickly gets rid of it to the far side. It's Bryce Musso, who's knocked out of bounds at the 40.
And that quick out play has worked for him because in that trips formation, because the number 3 receiver that time, Bryson Musso, who caught the ball, looks to be close to it's maybe a little short.
It's just a little short. He barely missed having 1st down yardage there.
Right. But Shaw's playing pretty far off of that number 3 receiver, so that play's there for him.
3rd and inches here for Jesuit at their own 39, 4:28 to go. I formation, Hontus will go under center. They'll hand it off right up the middle. 1st down yardage easily as Rosas picks up 2.
Yeah, and Shaw showed a heavy front, understandably, on 3rd and short. Well executed by the Jesuit offensive line.
So Jesuit converts on 3rd and 1. Their offense hasn't had the football a ton in the second half as Shaw has really eaten up the clock. Time of possession in the second half is way off.
Yeah, and that might have been
Shaw's favor.
I think that was Jesuit's first down of the second half.
Two receivers to the left, one to the right. Hontus in the shotgun. Play action, looking to throw, going deep down the far side, wide open. Kalijah Lipscomb, he's got it at the 10-5. Touchdown, Blue Jays, and that's a big one with 3:50 to go in the game. Jesuit strikes deep. Hontus to Kalijah Lipscomb, and it's 34-21.
Yeah, that was off the play action. On the play action, Kalijah Lipscomb gave a little stutter move to the cornerback, and the corner bit on it. He was wide open, well-thrown ball, well protected by the Jesuit offensive line. And now Jesuit scores to make it a two-possession game with 3:49 left on the clock.
What a huge play by the Jesuit offense. They convert to pick up the first down and then strike deep. And that was exactly what the doctor ordered, because Shaw had all of the momentum here in the second half. Crew Jacobs on to attempt a point after. It's up and good with 3:49 to go in the game. It's Jesuit 35, Shaw 21. We'll take a break and be back. You're listening to WGSO 990 AM and watching at sportsnola.com. That reminded me of LaForge to Lipscomb in the dome.
Number 23, Jake Chanot, kicks off for Jesuit. Fielded, line number 1, Bradley Davis at the 24-yard line.
Welcome back to Tad Gormley Stadium. Danny Ream along with Nick Nofi as Chanot's kick is returned to the 35. So Shaw would have it 1st and 10 at their own 35. Jesuit now leads 35-21, and that was a huge play because you could just feel it in the stadium that Shaw has had all the momentum in the second half.
Great quarterback work by Hontus, the quarterback for Jesuit, because great play action fake. You got the safety to step up, the double move, the little stutter move by Lipscomb, and a well-placed ball downfield for the easy touchdown.
3:41 to go. Jesuit with a 14-point lead. 1st and 10 for the Eagles from their own 35. Keller in the gun, rolls right, looking to throw. Still looking. He's going to keep it himself and just run out of bounds at the 32. He'll lose about 3 yards.
Yeah, that'll be a sack, actually. And a good pressure by Baxter, the linebacker coming up. He had containment responsibility and chased Keller out on a perimeter out of bounds.
So a loss of 3 will make it 2nd and 13 for the Eagles at their own 32-yard line. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Regas offset to Keller's right. Keller gets rid of it quickly on the near side. That's a play they've run a lot tonight. That's to Patrick Allen, the senior receiver.
Yeah, just a little hitch route. I mean, when the cornerback's playing off 10 yards, that's taking candy from a baby.
Gain of 10. So that brings up 3rd and 3. So here's a big 3rd down, even though you probably got to go for it either way, as Keller drops the snap under pressure, gets rid of it, passes complete to Allen. 1st down yardage for the Eagles as he stays on his feet and is finally knocked out of bounds right at midfield.
Great awareness by Keller there on a bad snap, picks the ball up, keeps his composure, throws a strike to Allen, who once again, they're just picking on the young cornerback who's playing very soft coverage.
3 minutes to go in the game. It's like a penalty against Jesuit. Did you catch that, Coach? They're going to, it's like a 15-yard penalty against the Blue Jays. That's going to put Shaw 1st and 10 at the Jesuit 35.
I didn't see what happened on the sideline there, but that's a huge penalty.
Two receivers to the left, one to the right. Keller looking to throw under pressure, and he's hit and sacked for a huge loss all the way back at the Jesuit 46.
Yeah, that time.
Loss of 11.
Right, Jesuit brought an extra player off the edge that time, and Patron was able to get underneath and get some penetration for the sack.
So a loss of 11. That almost erases the penalty. It'll be 2nd and 21 for the Eagles. Two receivers to the left, one to the right. Keller stands in his shotgun. Ray gets to his right. Lifts his leg, takes the snap. Rolls to his left. He's under pressure again. Jesuit in pursuit. Keller launches it deep down the near side, incomplete. Overshot his intended receiver, number 19, Chris Gilmore, the junior. And that'll bring up 3rd and 21.
Yeah, Keller, again, using his feet to extend the play. Just kind of threw up a prayer downfield. Lucky that ball wasn't intercepted.
Number 36, Roe Harper, the senior linebacker, was in hot pursuit of Keller.
He's coming off a knee injury, so it's good to see him healthy again.
He was chasing Keller in the backfield and forcing him just to unload that one. Keller in the gun, 3rd and long. Gets it out on the far side. Pass is complete. Hit and tackle at the 40. So that'll be a pickup of 6, but well short of the necessary yardage for a first down.
Yeah, Keller was looking downfield. He just checked down to his outlet, which was Regas out in the flat. Regas, he's actually coming up limp here. I don't know what happened. He's holding his shoulder, so hopefully he's not hurt badly.
2:05 to go.
That is a blow for Shaw, though, to have him off the field.
In the game, Jesuit leading Shaw 35-21 here at Tad Gormley. Danny Ream along with Nick Nolfi bringing you this opening round game in the Division I state playoffs. Winner advances to play Rummel next week at Joe Yenning.
Only 2 minutes 5 seconds left in the ball game here. Shaw down 2 possessions, so obviously this is 2-down territory, and you know, if you're Jesuit, you got to start thinking hands team. If they do score, you know, that would be an onside kick attempt. But certainly we don't want to let them score here.
A win here tonight would push Mark Sanji's postseason win streak to 5 and keep him undefeated in the playoffs in the postseason in his second stint as the Jesuit head coach. Went 4-0 last year in winning the state championship and trying to go 1-0 here tonight in the playoffs. Keller under pressure. Gets away. He's such a good athlete. He's able to get away from a lot of this pressure. Still on his feet. On the near side. Still on his feet. He's going to reverse course for about the 3rd time. Throws across the middle. And it's almost intercepted in and out of the hands of number 36, Roe Harper.
Right. He should have had the interception. It's unbelievable how Keller extends plays with his feet. He's obviously tired. I mean, he ran about 50 yards, it seemed, as he kept reversing field like the circle button on the Xbox. He's just a very difficult sack.
So the Shaw offense not able to convert on 4th down, and they'll come off the field. So the Blue Jays should be in good shape here. 1:48 to go, 14-point lead. Shaw with 2 timeouts. You got to believe you line up in the eye. As Hontas is going to move under center, and you just run the football right here and try to bring this one to a conclusion and get ready for the quarterfinals next week against Rummel.
Well, they weren't in the eye. They had the fullback on the wing, but they ran the ball to run clock. Shaw's keeping their timeouts in their back pocket. No, they just burned one. So they're down to, on the board it says no timeouts.
They must have just adjusted that. So that was their final timeout. So Shaw only had 1. The board was showing 2, but they really only had 1. So with 1:41 to go, they do stop the clock. But that will be the last time that they can stop it. I want to thank First NBC for their support of the First NBC Prep Showcase on SportsNola.com, and also tonight's Jesuit WGSO 990 AM game is brought to you by Entergy, Acme Oyster House, Whitney Bank, Frischertz Electric, Ryan Goody Contractors, Capital One Dragos, and First NBC Bank. like to thank all of them for their continued support of Jesuit High School and high school athletics.
And at this point, you know, obviously Jesuit's going to run the football, but ball security is very important. Shaw will be trying to strip the ball, and this is also a time when teams try to strip the ball, you can get a big run here, but that's really not the goal of Jesuit here as they run the ball. They just want to run the clock, but they got to protect the football here.
So 2nd and 9. Put a man in motion from left to right. They'll hand it off the left side. Nowhere to go, tripped up immediately as Rosas, but the clock continues to run. 1 minute and 30 seconds separates the Blue Jays from a meeting with the Raiders next week.
Right, it's 3rd and 10. I think he may have lost a yard on that, but I would venture to say that they'll probably run the ball here. They'd be foolish not to, and just go ahead and run clock, which means they're probably going to have to punt the ball, but if they you know, obviously they're trying to run as much clock as possible, maybe take a timeout.
Could take a delay a game if you want it,
well,
or a timeout either way.
I think they're going to take a timeout.
Yeah. So Jesuit does take that timeout, so it's 35-21, 56 seconds to go. So games next week, we're looking like Jesuit at Rummel, Curtis at St. Paul, Catholic at Brother Martin, and Holy Cross at Evangel. Special thanks to the SportsNola.com crew tonight, Chip Merritt and Adam Bryant. Doing a great job of bringing this game live at SportsNola.com. Video stream, picking up the Jesuit audio here tonight. I think Daniel in the studio back at WGSO has done a great job. Jesuit leading Shaw 35-21. 56 seconds to go in the game. Hontus is under center. Takes the snap, and there's a penalty flag, so they'll blow it dead.
Been a lot of penalties tonight.
False start on Jesuit that are marching back 5 yards. Doesn't really matter a whole lot at this point. It's just all about running clock. So it's now 3rd and 15 for the Blue Jays from their own 35-yard line.
56 seconds left on the clock.
Hontus will move into the shotgun. They'll hand it off right up the middle to Rosas, who's got some running room. On the near side, hit and tackled at the Blue Jay 44. Pickup of 9 on the carry. That'll bring up 4th down, but the clock continues to run. And it looks like we might have an injured player, so that will actually stop the clock, and the Jesuit medical staff will come running out.
Yeah, and that doesn't look good for Kai Rosas. Just the way that, you know, reading the body languages of the Shaw bench. He's down. Hopefully that's not a knee injury. That's what it looked like, though, as he was twisted, and he was fighting forward for as much as he could get, but unfortunately doesn't look good. Hopefully the young man is okay. So immediately the Shaw training staff was on the player, the Jesuit player. Now the Jesuit, of course, you know, the Jesuit trainers are on him. He's up and he's walking. That's great.
That's good.
That's really
That's a good sign.
Yeah, it is. Maybe it was just a scare. God bless him.
So Kai Rosas walking off the field under his own power, and that's a scary moment because, I mean, that's your second guy. I mean, you gotta be able to give Pruitt a break, and he's your guy to do that.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Now Jesuit will have to punt the ball with 44 seconds left on the clock.
On the play with the game.
but real good to see him walk off on his own. That really looked kind of nasty at first.
So they'll restart the game clock, 20 seconds on the play clock.
And you might just take a 5-yard penalty here.
Yeah, and this is
Or
where
just use your other timeout.
they'll either take a timeout or the delay of game. It really doesn't matter. It's just however you want to work this time down. The game is well in hand as you have a 14-point lead and 20 seconds to go. And it looks like Mark Sanji takes a timeout with 1 second to go on the play clock. So it's 4th and 6 for Jesuit. They're going to punt this one away to Shaw as they lead 35-21. So this one is now well in hand. And really the huge play was the big touchdown from Hontas to Kalijah Lipscomb that really kind of answered the bell, so to speak. Jesuit was up 28-0 at one point. Shaw at that point had made it 28-21, was in a position to tie the game. It was a one-possession game, and then you get the big strike. Hontas to Lipscomb to space it out again and give Jesuit the current 14-point lead as Crew Jacobs stands deep, and here's a penalty flag, and it looks like it's against Jesuit. That'll march him back 5 yards. False start.
Yeah, it was one of the protectors in the shield actually moved forward, cost him 5, 19 seconds left.
And this was the 8-9 game. You had 4 teams that had to play opening round games in the Division I bracket. Last night, Holy Cross beat St. Aug 13-6. And tonight it looks like the Jays are going to beat the Shaw Eagles 35-21 as Crew Jacob stands deep. Ready to kick this one away from the Jesuit 29. Gets it off. Nice kick. Going to hit at the 30 and bounce and roll to the 24. So the Jays will down it at the 24. So the Shaw offense will have to come out with 9 seconds to go. So 1st and 10 Shaw, 9 seconds to go. Jesuit leading 35-21.
37 yards of the punt.
37-yard punt by Crew Jacobs.
And expecting a Hail Mary attempt, Jesuits in their Hail Mary defense with, actually they have Kalijah Lipscomb, their star receiver, back at one of the safeties about 25 yards off the football. So they're going to try not to let any receivers get behind them.
And they take Regas out of the game here in the final play. The senior players going up to him and coaches going up to him. All-time rushing leader at Shaw High School, Trey Regas. And that's going to do it. And the Blue Jays have won here in the opening round, 35-21 over the Shaw Eagles. Mark Sanji in his second stint as Jesuit head coach stays perfect in the playoffs as the teams now meet at midfield and shake hands. But I tell you what, good to get this win, but you got to tip your cap to Shaw. They did not quit. They had, when it was 28-0, they had every reason in the world to hang their heads and quit. They just kept playing and got it to a one-possession game. And then, as we mentioned, you get the huge strike, Hontas to Lipscomb, and that really just kind of took the air out of their sails, so to speak, and gave Jesuit that 14-point cushion that they're able to hold on here and win 35-21.
Yeah, my hat goes off to Shaw for fighting. They scored 21 unanswered, and like you said, that play to Lipscomb, that long pass to Lipscomb was the nail in the coffin, so to speak. But you got to give, Shaw credit. Scott Bain's father does a great job. But we also got to give the Jesuit Blue Jays credit. It was kind of a sloppy game tonight. A lot of penalties. Their offense kind of went dead there in the second half until they hit that long pass, to really put the game out of reach. So great job by the Jesuit Blue Jays. Their defense got strong when they needed to late in the second half. And we advanced. So, hey, let's take a shot next week at Rummel. We earned it. And anything can happen in high school football.
Well, that's the thing. The regular season, ends. Everybody goes back to 0-0. And now the Jays are 1-0 in the playoffs. Tall task, of course, next week. Really good Rummel team under Jay Roth. Won the Catholic League, the district champions. And Mark Sanji will have to get his boys ready to go. It'll be a tough one. It'll be at Joe Yenny. More details, obviously, to come during the week. Rummel will be the home team as the #1 seed, and that's technically their first game in the bracket. So it'll be a Rummel broadcast. Obviously, if they elect to do that, probably right here with Ken Trahan on WGSO 990. So here's how the bracket looks in Division I now. On the top part of the bracket, it is Jesuit at Rummel next week and Curtis at St. Paul's. The winners meet. On the bottom part of the bracket, Catholic at Brother Martin and Holy Cross at Evangel. The winners meet. So the Division I bracket, it's small, but you got some big-time games a week from now.
Well, no doubt about it. And I'm a little bit biased, but the Catholic League here in New Orleans, especially with Curtis getting into the league this year, it's one of the toughest leagues nationwide. And it's especially difficult to beat a team twice, which Jesuit had to do tonight. A very tough Shaw football team, coming from the West Bank, really put up a good fight tonight. And you got to, our hats go off to them. Tears on their sideline, no doubt. You're one and done here in the playoffs, but we advance, and we'll take our shot. We earned it at a very formidable foe next week against the Rummel Raiders.
Next week's quarterfinal matchup will be a rematch of last year's semifinal game, in which Jesuit beat Rummel 28-14 to advance to the finals against Curtis. So a lot on the line next week. It'll be a tall task for the Jays, but they improved to 5-6 on the year, and they'll be ready to go. They'll give it their best. So for the SportsNola.com guys that were getting this to you on the live video stream, Chip Merritt and Adam Bryan and Daniel back in the studio for Coach Nick Nolfi on color. I'm Danny Ream. Thanks for being with us. Your final score from Tag Gormley, Jesuit 35, Shaw 21. Have a good night, everybody. So long.